Porno. Welcome to Frightfest.
Ow, ow, ow. I'm Luna Wolf. It's day 2 of Frightfest. It's been a very long day, but it's been a very good one. To Your Last Death.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about it.
It's an animated horror film. It stars William Shatner, Miranda Baccarin, and Ray Wise.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a couple of really big names.
We're very, very proud of our cast, absolutely. And William Shatner is the funniest and nicest person you'll ever work with. The most professional person I've ever worked with, ever.
Well, I play Lilith, who is, I mean, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm a 1970s porn star turned demon.
The script, when it came through, were you not turned off by the title alone,
Well,
or what, sir?
So that it was untitled.
Okay.
So
that old trick.
Bliss is a drug-fueled vampiric descent into madness about a young artist who has hit an artistic rut and ends up taking this drug Bliss, which is a really aggressive, intense drug that's supposed to be a mix of cocaine and DMT is how they describe it. And I am her drug dealer.
Yeah, so it's just I just wanted to make something that was kind of in the vein of like Abel Ferrara, like how, you know, he shot in New York in the late 70s, early 80s. Like, that's just such a fascinating way that he did it. And I wanted to do something like that. I just wanted to make something really dirty, really hard, really hallucinatory in that grunge Skid Row area of Los Angeles.
Did you see that one?
I haven't seen it.
You've not seen
So
it.
I'm going to have to come and see it.
You've got to go and watch it. Dark Encounter. We'll be asking our questions later in a reverse interview where I'll ask questions about the film.
Dark Encounter, I suppose, is my sort of love letter to like Amblin, Spielberg.
The Lovely Bones, Signs, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Stranger Things.
Sounds great.
There's a lot of mix going on there.
But then the second half of the film just to completely go somewhere different.
It does a backflip.
Yeah, do a backflip and a cartwheel.
Carl, the director and writer of the piece, does a brilliant job of creating a space where you feel safe enough to be vulnerable.
Right.
And it wouldn't be possible to play a character like Billy if you didn't feel like you were allowed to be vulnerable. And so that's all credit to him.
Our pitch for Harpoon has always been it's Polanski's Knife in the Water by way of Seinfeld characters.
I hope you don't mind me saying, but I kind of wanted all three of these characters to die. I wasn't fans of any of them in a great way. That's what made the film fun.
I say this a lot. I'm kind of drawn to not the evil, but the bad guys, bad people. And I just, more because I'm fascinated in how they became that. So the intention was, and someone actually said this at another screening, they're like, oh, this is a bit different. You're not watching the movie waiting to see who survives. You're waiting to see who dies.
How they all die.
You wrote and directed Fingers?
Yes.
Is that right?
Fingers.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, hell yeah.
It's about a woman with some really strange and messed up phobias. Yeah,
Right.
That's what I'll say.
Fingers is about a guy who shows up to work missing a pinky,
Okay.
and his boss freaks out about it, like in a bad way, and it turns out that she's got bigger problems than him.
I don't want to say this out loud because I feel like my enemies will use it against me. I have a really, we're all friends here. I have a really bad elevator phobia.
Oh, right, okay.
It's really debilitating at times. So that's definitely something that I know how to, anxiety is definitely something I know how to draw upon.
Okay.
It's definitely not a pure horror picture.
It's exactly the film that I set out to make. You know,
Brilliant.
It wasn't a film that I thought was going to be this horror heavy or thriller heavy, but I feel comfortable in this space where this film is like genre borrowing or genre adjacent, you know, and using some of those tropes of genre film to sort of propel some of the narrative moments in this story forward.
I have no idea where I am right now, but it looks like I died and went to cinema heaven.
Sadistic intentions. Tell me a bit about the film.
Well, it's super hard to explain in so many words.
The first half of the movie is a lot of character building and a lot of sort of intensity because you know what's coming to a degree, and then the second half kind of goes full psycho bonkers.
It is a fever dance of love and violence and marijuana and rock and roll and what happens when all these things come together and try to coexist.
Why now? I mean, you know, you could have written the book quite some time. You've had lots of offers.
Journalists, historical critics write lots of things about me, about my films, my life, my story. The most are not true. At the moment, I want to say how the story was. how the real story. I want to tell the real story of my films, my story, my life, for this reason I start to write.
Yeah, my name is John Adams, and I'm with The Deeper You Dig with my daughter Zelda and my wife Toby.
In The Deeper You Dig, 3 worlds collide in the aftermath of a terrible accident.
It's a supernatural film that takes on possession in a new way.
It's about a man who's trying to bury his guilt, and the further he buries it, the more it rises up. And a mother's trying to, find her lost daughter.
I grew up doing this ever since I was 6.
This is our 5th feature, and we essentially wear every hat in the production. We write and direct and produce and shoot. We run the cameras and the sound and the score and edit, and then we act in it.
We love making movies together. It's something that we do 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
And I kind of love it because I get to explore all these different characters and their backstories, and it's really kind of a challenge that I love.
First of all, I very difficult. I see my film after finish.
Really?
So I don't see them.
So that's it.
I have not in my house. I have not my films. No, friends comes and say, "Is it possible to see the moment?" Okay, buy the DVD and look because I have not all the time look again, look back. No, you must to think something in the future.